my weight loss journey is quite an interesting one. So I appreciate your time and you joining us. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. This week was an interesting one for me. I went to the doctor, so I've been waiting for months. He's booked to the hilt, but got the chance to go get my physical done and do some blood work while I was there. So that was exciting to say the least and quite interesting with the results that I received amazingly later on that afternoon. So I went in, physical went well, open conversation, 47 no spring chicken. So the stuff that I need to check on as I age. So that's coming up. But what I wanted to bring out was the importance of blood work because I've got some numbers here that I'm going to share with you. And quite honestly, I had no idea this was happening with me. And I'm glad that now it's come to light so that way I can work on it and improve on these numbers. So, first off, my blood work. Let's start with my sodium. So, my sodium was a bit low. I had 133. The range is 136 to 145. My cholesterol was high, 245. They wanted under 200. With that, my triglycerides were through the stinking roof. 901. And the number they wanted is under 175. Wow. But anyway, moving on. Glucose. I got diagnosed pre-diabetic. I didn't even know because on this test, and I have my A1C and another couple of tests for I forget what they're named, but they're basically all glucose and sugar tests. My results, the range is 70 to 99. My test showed a result of 205. And since my past, the reason I say he diagnosed me pre-diabetic, I believe it's because my past tests, I was never high. It never showed like a pattern of he's getting there. It was all been under 100 until this test. So I haven't had a test done since pre-COVID. So it's been 3, 4 years, 3 years. I don't remember. A couple of years. I think it was 2019 actually when my last one got done. So it's been a while. But before that, I was going yearly, and that's the pattern that was set. So, needless to say, I have much needed changes to my eating. Definitely more focused on my workouts and lifestyle, and I developed a plan of action. And if any of this helps you, please take it for what it is. Again, this is what works for me. I'm not an expert. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist, and I'm definitely not a doctor. So, my plan of action going forward, and I spoke with my wife, and we came to the agreement that we're going to focus on meal prepping. And those of you that might not know what meal prepping is you pick a day during the week and you cook all your meals that you're going to have for the next 3 to 5 days. If you do the week, well, that's fine. You have a bigger freezer. I can only do about 3, 4 days, maybe five's worth during my meal prep. So we're probably doing that twice a week or planning to have something that's easy to cook yet still beneficial for me dropping my cholesterol levels and more, I don't want to say more important because they're both important, but the more immediate number of my glucose, which is at 205, I need to get that below 100 ASAP. So for the meal preps, we're focusing obviously no more processed food. So we're eating whole foods, and it's actually the exact opposite of processed food. So whole foods are more closer to the natural state, veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, beans, um, meats, poultry, fish. those type of fruits, eggs, which I love. I'm glad they made the list. But again, my triglycerides are high, so I need to make sure that I'm not eating an abundance of eggs. Also, I want to keep away from foods with added sugars or refined carbs because the refined carbs they digest super quick and they uh, shoot up your glycemic index. So we want to stay away from those as well. And that I don't want to say unfortunately, but that encompasses all the fast food joints. So I'm glad because I was trying to clean that up. So that's giving me some motivation, some hope that hey, maybe I'm starting to learn to get a handle on this. And through the research I've done, which I didn't know this came about just recently, that grinding grains, because we hear about almond flour or I don't know, brown rice flour or choose your nut or seed flour, right? That grinding grains into flour makes them more glycemic. So because it eliminates a resistant starch that it has, and this resistant starch, and I'll post this reference for this research in the video, in the description, so you can all go look at it yourselves. And please educate yourselves. Again, this is information that I'm finding. Find your own. Get educated. Confirm. Do the research, and be better off by doing it. So the resistant starch passes through the small intestine without digesting. So when you grind it, it doesn't have that any longer. So your glucose or glycemic index goes through the roof with these ground uh, grains, which I didn't know. So good bit of information to take in. So in in all of this, my glucose high, my sodium low, cholesterol, triglycerides off the charts, and not in a good way. My LDL, which I believe is the good cholesterol, could not be calculated due to my triglycerides being above 400. So I need to bring my triglycerides under 400 so I can get a blood work done and get tested for my LDL and see where that level is. So right now I have no idea. So in the midst of all this, I'm like, I need a starting point ASAP. So I went online and I looked up uh, how can I lose weight safely, but efficiently. I don't want to do it just fast and then gain it all again, but I want to do it expeditiously and make it a lifestyle. So in that, I came upon a BMR calculation, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is essentially if I were just to lay on the couch all day and not do anything but breathe, I would burn X amount of calories. And what I found out with my age, my height, my weight, and my physical activity, which I've been working out every day and will continue to do so, probably throw a few more cardio sessions in there, but I'm going to keep to my workout schedule for the next couple of months because I think that's going to prove very, very beneficial in conjunction with the better eating habits and developing a meal prep routine, which will aid me or prevent me from seeking out instant foods whenever I'm out or I'm busy doing something. So my BMR came to be calculated at a very active range because I'm working out. It says 6 to 7 days a week of hard workout or sports, hard activity or sports. I'm working out 7 days a week, and every workout is at least 40 minutes, and I battle. I go to battle with myself. I learned to go to get in the mindset of I'm getting older, so I need to battle age. So when I'm in the gym and I'm working out, it is focused, it is intentional, and I get it done. I get it done. So I think I fall under the very active range, which gives me a BMR of 4438. So 4,438 calories with a grain of salt, right? So I figure I'll just taper it down to 4,000. And then in my fitness pal that I have, you should get it. It helps you track what you're eating and your macros. It's free. I have the paid version because I wanted to dial in my fats and my protein and play with those numbers, amongst other things. But I'm not endorsing it, please. There's other apps that'll probably work just the same. But track your foods. So in my fitness pal, I have my caloric intake to be no more than 2,800. So if I'm sitting at 4,000 calorie BMR and I eat no more than 2,800 calories, and this is daily, I'll be at a 1,200 calorie deficit daily. Now, I had a previous nutritionist, and she was nice. She was trying to help, but I don't know. I'll take the blame for that. It doesn't matter. We didn't work out, so had to stop going to see her. But normally, you're cautioned to, hey, make sure you don't have such a big caloric deficit during your day because you might just binge eat, which I understand. However, I'm not eating 1,200 calories. I'm eating 2,800. So for me, I don't think that's a big deficit. Yeah, from 4,000 to 28 is 1,200 calories. But in the grand scheme of things, throughout my day, if I'm at 2,800 quality calories a day, which is a lot of calories still, and I'm still learning this. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm at 2,800 calories a day. I'm at a 1,200 calorie deficit. That means in a week, in a 7-day period, I will be at an 8,400 calorie deficit overall. So if it's 3,500 calories per pound times two is 7,000, I'm at 84. So that's about 2.5 calories. I mean, 2.5 pounds that I can potentially lose a week, which is great because my goal is 3. And that's an aggressive goal. And I'm constantly shooting for that, although I don't hit it, but I want to shoot for that because that's gonna help me in 6 months, 180 days. If in 24 weeks I can lose 3 pounds a week, that's gonna be 72 pounds. I can dig it. Now at 2 pounds is probably more realistic. So I'd have lost about 50 pounds, 48 to be exact. So I'm good with that. Those numbers. I'm gonna run from being very active. My BMR says 4,400 and change. And then I'm gonna cap off my caloric intake to 2,800. Now, in keeping with the carb cycling, which I have to be careful because carbohydrates they do spike your glucose. I'm trying to eliminate that. So I don't want my glucose spiked. So the carbs that I do choose to take in, which I have to do more research and learn, they have to be non-refined or complex carbs, I think they're called. And I'll research that and adjust my diet or my menu accordingly. But I think I still can stick with my carb cycling. And even on high carb days, as long as they're quality carbs, it shouldn't impact. And quite honestly, I think in the long run, it's going to benefit my glucose and hopefully me losing the weight and eating more healthy, more greens, more vegetables. I'm not going to go ballistic with the fruits because that has fructose and that those are sugars. Although natural, they're still sugars. I'm trying to limit my sugar intake as much as I can. So sad to say, I've been throttling back on my creamer, which I have to, and I'm looking forward actually to just eliminating it and not have it with my coffee. So those are the areas that I'm going to focus on this week. I hope you're following me in this journey. If you are, drop a comment. Let me know where you're at. Let's have a conversation. Let me know, what's working for you, what's not. I am interested because I'm on the path, but I'm a student of this path. So I'm learning as I go. I'm going to be applying things that I think will benefit me, and I hope you're doing the same. So take care of yourselves, and always remember that complaining changes nothing. Embrace the pain, pay the price, and build out your framework. I appreciate it, friends. I'll see you next week.